Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you've ever just stared at a massive, seemingly endless list of vocabulary words and felt an immediate sense of, well, total overwhelm, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to completely transform a daunting alphabetical vocabulary list into an organized, highly thematic study guide. By the end of our time together, you won't just be reading these words, you'll be retaining them, perfectly positioning you to organize key facts for exam review and absolutely crush it.
Okay, let's dive right into this raw study sheet. So we've got this document presenting a somewhat random sequence of one-word substitutions, numbered from 15 down to 28. It includes terms like cannibal, immediately followed by chauvinist, and then connoisseur. Jumping from a word about human flesh to one about aggressive patriotism, and then right into art critique. This is exactly why this format is notoriously difficult to rote memorize. Your brain is literally getting emotional whiplash trying to connect these completely unrelated concepts.
So, to actually make this stick for your exam, we've organized these into 4 thematic buckets. 1. Vocabulary exam strategy. 2. Worldviews and beliefs. 3. Art, charm, and attention. 4. Society and leadership. And finally, 5. Life, health, and survival.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Vocabulary Exam Strategy. Basically, organizing the chaos.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. Chunking these words by theme makes recall significantly easier than just reading them from top to bottom. When you memorize sequentially, forgetting just one word can derail your entire train of thought. But when you group conceptually, you build a web of associations. If you remember one word in the art bucket, it naturally triggers your memory for the others in that exact same category. This is the real secret to high-retention exam review.
Moving on to Section 2, Worldviews and Beliefs. How people see the world. Let's test your knowledge right out of the gate. What do you call a person who regards the whole world as his country? Take a quick second to lock in your answer.
If you guessed cosmopolitan, you are absolutely correct. Item 21 on our list defines a cosmopolitan as the person who looks beyond borders, regarding the whole world as his country. It's a highly expansive worldview.
Now, on the flip side of that expansive positivity, we have a much more negative perspective. Item 23 gives us the cynic. Look closely at the specific wording here. It's defined specifically as one who sneers at the beliefs of others. That's an important distinction for your exam, right? It's not just about being grumpy. It's a specific, sneering reaction to what others hold true.
And then there's item 16, the chauvinist. The source defines this duly, which, by the way, is vital to note for multiple-choice questions. A chauvinist is someone who is blindly devoted to an idea or a person displaying aggressive or exaggerated patriotism. So this is a worldview rooted in extreme, unyielding devotion.
Look at how clearly these line up now. By mentally grouping the cosmopolitan, the cynic, and the chauvinist together, your brain links them under a single worldview umbrella. Instead of 3 random vocabulary words floating in the void, you have a tidy package of how people interact with the world and the beliefs around them. That results in much, much faster recall.
All right, Section 3, Art, Charm, and Attention. Culture and Personality.
This slide brilliantly illustrates a classic exam contrast that test makers absolutely love. On the left, from item 17, we have the serious, highly observant expert, the connoisseur, defined as a critical judge of any art and craft. Contrast that directly with item 27 on the right, the dilettante. This is your non-serious dabbler in art, science, and literature. Grouping opposites like the critical judge versus the unserious dabbler, it's a fantastic way to cement both definitions in your memory simultaneously.
Moving into the charm aspect of this bucket, we look at item 25. If someone possesses a highly sophisticated charm, you wouldn't just call them nice or polite. No, for the exam, you'd use the precise word debonair.
And if that sophisticated charm, or any other striking quality for that matter, makes them the absolute center of attention in a room, they transition into a new vocabulary word from item 22. They become a cynosure, defined simply and elegantly as one who is a center of attraction. Finally, rounding out this personality and charm category, our source notes item 20, a coquette. The list defines this explicitly as a girl or woman who flirts with a man. Again, we're taking words that were scattered all over the original page and bringing them together into a cohesive story of social dynamics and culture.
Section 4, Society and Leadership. Navigating Power and People.
Okay, here is a tricky multiple-choice scenario you might easily face on test day regarding the word demagogue.
Based on your previous studies, is a demagogue a champion of the people, fighting for their cause? Or is a demagogue a manipulative speaker just using words for power? Take a moment to think about that.
What's really fascinating here is how our source material handles this exact ambiguity. The study sheet actually lists the word demagogue twice, at item 24 and again at item 26, highlighting a crucial historical and linguistic nuance. Item 24 frames a demagogue as a leader or orator who espoused the cause of the common people. But just 2 lines down, item 26 defines it as a leader who sways his followers by his oratory. It captures both the original, more noble definition of fighting for the common cause and the modern, more manipulative definition of swaying followers by mere speech. Seeing both entries back to back is absolutely vital for fully understanding the term for a comprehensive exam.
Also fitting perfectly into our society category is item 18, contemporaries. This is a straightforward but essential historical term, simply meaning persons living at the exact same time. It's essentially how we place people and leaders within the context of their specific era.
And our final bucket, Section 5, Life, Health, and Survival, the physical realm.
Let's try one more pop quiz for a very specific medical phase found in our list. What is the one-word substitution for one who is recovering health after illness?
The answer from item 19 on our list is a convalescent. It refers specifically to someone who is actively in the process of recovering their health after being sick. It's not just someone who's healthy, and it's not someone who's currently sick. It's the exact transition phase between the two.
And finally, on the absolute darkest, most extreme side of physical survival on our list, we jump back to item 15. A cannibal is defined strictly as one who feeds on human flesh. By isolating this word in the survival and the physical body bucket, we remove the shock value that might distract you when reading the raw list, and we simply file it away as a biological, albeit extreme, definition.
So, now that we've mapped these out conceptually, step back and ask yourself, isn't this the most effective way to organize key facts for exam review and guarantee you recall these definitions on test day? By ditching that traditional chaotic sequential list and instead using these thematic memory palaces, you are training your brain to retrieve information based on context. So as you continue your exam prep, challenge yourself. What other dense study sheets are hiding on your desk right now that you could conquer just by changing how you visually and conceptually organize the facts? Keep exploring, keep grouping your knowledge, and I'll see you in the next explainer.